And good evening, everybody, and welcome to a little Friday night basketball. We are at the Kozlowski Gymnasium on the campus of Arlington High School, where tonight we have a scrimmage. And the Arlington Spy Ponders girls varsity basketball team will take on Concord Carlisle. My name is Rob Anthony, and I'm fortunate to be alongside the coach, Scott Zwick. And Scott, we have a scrimmage tonight from a coaching perspective. What are we looking for?
Well, Rob, first of all, it's awesome to be here on a Friday night at Kozlowski Gymnasium. We'd rather be than right here, right now. Tonight, you're looking for this is kind of the dress rehearsal for the opening game. You're looking to see what you got as a coach. You're looking for players who have taken what you've done in practice and implemented them into the game. Your rotations are fluid right now. Positions are up for grabs. This is where the hard work starts to take place, where we start to separate players, where you start to evaluate what type of team you're going to be heading into the season.
And we are off. The season has tipped off, and Concord Carlisle has the ball.
Man-to-man for the Spy Ponders.
A lot of motion here for Concord Carlisle. We're going to have a little trouble with the names here tonight, folks. 21 for Concord Carlisle that's Annie Brennan with the ball, and she turns it over.
So phenomenal defense by the Spy Ponders there. They were man-to-man, but they were denying one pass away, which means they were not allowing the person with the ball to make a pass to a person close to them, and the person that had the ball picked up the dribble and caused a 5-second call.
Motion offense by the Spy Ponders, can't get it to go. That was Claire Ewan, and here comes Concord Carlisle. Claire is a freshman.
Claire to the basket, strong, 2 giant steps, just couldn't finish the basket. Little early season jitters for both clubs.
That's Ava Connolly guarding the ball on top. Concord Carlisle gets a little space underneath and puts the ball up and in. So they take the 2-0 lead with 7 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Nice little finish there, maybe a push off, but she stayed with it and got the hoop.
And Spy Ponders answer right back with a hoop. We'll get to the name, folks. Nice little set shot from the baseline.
Yeah, a little set shot. Now here's a little diamond press there that forced a little unforced turnover there. And so the Spy Ponders looking spry early. A little basket there and a diamond press, which kind of confused Concord Carlisle. Both clubs playing hard early.
Spy Ponders showing a couple of looks there defensively. Let's see what they can do with the ball. Penetrate kick.
Good ball movement.
Cross-court pass. Puts it up, can't get it to go. That will be off the Spy Ponders. And Concord Carlisle will take the turn, and they will be facing that little diamond press, as you call it.
They will, and it was a terrible call on top of that. Clearly off a Concord Carlisle ball player. So it's preseason for the officials as well.
And that's what official Randy Kearns said as I spoke to him before the games. We have Randy Kearns and George Giuliano as the officials tonight. I did promise that we would be kind on them on this scrimmage night, and we have Spy Ponders tips it away, goes to the hoop and the harm. Nice play that time, and we will get a name.
To the basket, strong, took the contact, squared the shoulders, off the bank and in. Phenomenal and one.
That could be Michelle Mahoney. It is not. That is Ellie Reed with a 3-point play. Ponders lead 5-2.
So look, trap here and a deflection.
Connolly with a set shot from the baseline. Can't get it to go, and that will be Concord Carlisle ball. Concord Carlisle having some trouble advancing the ball across half court against this Ponder press.
Well, the Ponder press, Rob, is a diamond press, which is a 1-2-2. One person up towards the ball, 2 people wide, and then 2 people stacked deep. And what they do morph out of that, they trap, and then everybody rotates towards the basketball. And the way to beat this trap is always to attack the middle. If you can get somebody in the middle, pass them before the defense can rotate. They should turn and always look opposite first, and then matriculate the ball up the court. What you saw there was nobody was in the middle. When they did try to pass to the middle, it was 2 passes away, not 1. And the Spy Ponders were able to get a deflection. I'm very impressed with the Spy Ponders early with their energy. These are the things you like to see in a preseason. You're not looking for perfection or perfect execution. You're looking for effort, and you're looking for players who are competing. Because at the varsity level, you want competition, both on your team and then once you get in the game. Competition is key. And I'm seeing some healthy competition early. Some players that want to win and want to do good and get better.
Carlisle will take another turn against the press. This time they will get the ball. Trapped at half court. Toss the ball underneath. Wide open number 2. Can't get it to go. And here comes the Spy Ponders. That's David Connolly with the ball. Good left hand there by Connolly. Can't get it to go. Scramble for the loose ball. Who will have it? Ponders will come up with it. A lot of effort there by the Ponders. And out of the scrum comes Concord Carlisle.
Connolly very impressive with the dribble drive there.
Connolly, the freshman.
Wow. Okay. So we got a little excitement early. We got a Frosh in there.
As number 2 for Concord Carlisle, that is Jillian Chelt gets her second bucket, the junior.
So Connolly makes a deep pass there. As a freshman, she doesn't understand, as we see the hoop and the harm, Rob, she doesn't understand as a freshman. Last year she was playing in the 8th grade at the Addison Middle School, and that pass, that sails over everybody's head for a touchdown, and they score 2 points. At the varsity level, no, people are bigger, stronger, and faster. She tries to make a 3-man pass up ahead, and it's intercepted. She's going to learn very quickly. This is a talented ball player. You got a freshman playing the point for you. You know this is someone they believe in and someone who's got loads of talent.
That was Corey Barrick with a 3-point play as Concord Carlisle takes a 7-5 lead. Ponders work the ball patiently around the horn.
Yeah, a little 1-2-2 zone here by Concord. So the wings, you want a 1-2-2 front. And there they get it right there. So a little bit of an odd rotation here for Concord Carlisle, coming way out in the ball, and there's where you're supposed to get it, right in the middle on a slide, and they couldn't finish.
So you look, Carlisle showing some patience here, working the ball around the horn. Both teams running their offense, and we have a toss the ball out of bounds, and that'll be the Spy Ponders ball. So working the ball around the horn kind of backfired that time.
Yeah, the Spy Ponders are really showing a good job of moving their feet and preventing dribble drives, and what's happening is oftentimes just the time they're forcing Concord to move the ball, they're turning it over, sometimes unforced. So to move the ball, you want ball movement, and the more times you get the ball moved side to side against a 1-2 zone, the more success you're going to have.
You want to generally attack a 1-2-2 with a 2-1-2 look, right? And a 2-1-2, you want to attack with a 1-2-2.
If you say so, Coach. That's exactly how I did learn it too. And
here come the Spy Ponders, another shot underneath. And we have a foul there. The foul will be against number 14, Danielle Vasiliadis. And going to the line, I believe that's Ellie DeMarie with her second time to the line. She nailed the 3-point play earlier and can't get that one to fall. 7-5 Concord Carlisle with 3:31 left to go in the quarter.
so what a little theme I'm seeing early by the Spy Ponders, as I said, you want, early in this preseason, you want to create an identity for your club. And their identity seems to be ball pressure and effort, and that's what I'm seeing early.
Dribble drive that time by the Spy Ponders, get it up to go and tie the ball game.
Just right on cue there, a deflection, a steal, and a bucket. So another deflection here. This is some high-intensity defense by the Spy Ponders. Deflection again. It doesn't work.
Concord gets to go.
It doesn't work out for them, but 2 deflections on a possession usually is going to work out in your favor. So here's a little 3/4 court press by Concord, a little 1-2-2 press, and they'll go back into their 1-2-2. Looks opposite, just like she should. Well, the offensive rebound. This is impressive by the Spy Ponders.
And here comes Concord with a 9-7 lead. They will set up the play.
1-4 set here. Ponders looking to prevent dribble drives, move your feet.
Left-handed toss that time by Vasiliadis, can't get it to go. Flies over the rim, and that ball will be turned over to the Spy Ponders, and we have a timeout. And with the timeout, we have a score: Concord Carlisle 9, Arlington Spy Ponders 7. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the quarter. What are you seeing?
Well, I tell you what I'm seeing right now is the birth of an identity of a basketball team for the Spy Ponders. Their identity early on, what seems to be cultivating here, is that they're going to be a high energy, defensive-oriented team that's going to move their feet, prevent dribble drives, create deflections, which turn to turnovers, and then try to execute that in the other end. My very early impression is that their strength may not be in the half-court offensive game. And if that's the case, then to create your offense, a good way to do it is by pressure defense. And you see that with the diamond press. You see it with the denying the ball of one pass away. And what that does is that turns the ball over, keeps the pace flowing, and allows you easy baskets at times. But we also saw, so the downside of that, of course, is sometimes you're going to get a deflection or two, people out of place, and you get a long pass over the top for an easy basket. But what you're hoping for is in the long run, we're going to get more deflections and we're going to get more easy baskets for our team than you are. And that's what leads to a successful high-pressure team.
So we get a little basketball 101 there from the coach. And for the Spy Ponders, by my count, I have to apologize to the folks at home, this is a scrimmage, and the Spy Ponders are not wearing numbers on their jerseys. This is our first look at the team. I have Carrie-Ann Farina with 4 points and Ellie DeMarie with 3, and that's Ava Connolly with the ball. And the Spy Ponders crack the press and will go to work setting up against the 1-2-2.
So certainly one of the things that we should be looking at early is Ava Connolly. Anytime you see a freshman starting a varsity athletic event, you know this is someone special. And very rarely do you see in basketball a freshman start at the point guard, because the point guard is going to be handling the ball the majority of the time. It's usually someone the coach trusts the most. And as we see a nice and one, and you usually will see more experienced players playing positions where coach has to trust. So this is a player that they think very highly of, someone that they believe has tremendous skill and a very advanced composure for her age.
And so we saw Anna Brooks with a hoop there, missed the free throw. Concord couldn't get the follow-up to go. We have 13-7 to Concord, and the Spy Ponders will take a crack at the ball. Just inside the three-point line, can't get it to go. Also for the ball, Spy Ponders came up with it. I think that is Carrie-Ann Farina. Cross-court pass.
So the right idea there, when they go cross-court, that the person in the high post is diving down. They've been open, just haven't been able to execute it.
Anna Brooks is a freshman for Concord. Carlisle is 6'2". That's a lot to handle for the Spy Ponders as we look up ahead. And Spy Ponders with a little fast break score. Nice looking play there by the by the Spy Ponders.
Bing, bang, boom, a deflection, which leads to a steal, and then a hoop at the other end, and then right back into that pressure defense. They're not going to stop. And here's a steal by the freshman. Look at the freshman. Why not? Now she'll set it up. She's in complete control right now. And a rebound for the freshman. This is impressive. This is impressive. 2 offensive rebounds coming off a deflection and a basket. We're rolling right now.
Spy Ponders showing a lot of patience with the basketball. Looking for that open shot. Dribble drive. Get the open shot at the hoop as the buzzer sounds. Can't get it to go, but nice offensive execution there that time by the Spy Ponders as we come to the end of the first quarter with the score. Concord Carlisle 13. Arlington Spy Ponders 9.
You know, there's a silly phrase that we often use. We say the operation was successful, but the patient died. And, you know, the reason that comes to mind is that the Spy Ponders, many times in that first quarter, executed exactly how you would want it to happen, and the ball didn't go in the basket, right? So, you know, so
that's why we scrimmage, though, right?
This is why we're here, right? You know, we want to learn how to execute, and then hopefully with some repetition, some more practice, then the ball starts going through the basket. You mentioned the score, and I had mentioned before you mentioned the score that I thought the Spy Ponders were playing exceptional basketball, and I stand by it. When I coached, in a scrimmage, I didn't look at the score. I mean, I truly did not. The score is this early in the season, in this setting, is not always going to be a good indicator of how well you're playing. Now, I'm not going to downplay. This is basketball. You got to score more points than the other team. But as far as what these coaches are looking for, they're looking for execution. They're looking for players who are taking what they're doing in practice and then implementing it into the game. For the viewer at home, for those in the stands here, I always remind fans that you're seeing a product today, okay, that has been a result of practice now over 7 days. So that's about 21 hours of practice, right? And now we're going to see an hour and a half, maybe 2, of play. So this is a very small portion of what's going on so far. But the coaches and the players, they are moving from those 21 hours. So there's something that's going on, all these things that have gone on behind the scenes in preparation to get to where we are. And so the coaches are more focused on what happened in the preparation to see if they can implement it in the game.
Ponders will start the second quarter of the basketball. Here's Connolly
And
picking
now,
up with it.
and now Carlisle has switched a little man-to-man, so we'll see what kind of the offense the Spy Ponders have against a man-to-man. Preseason for all of us, Rob, I talked over you there.
We got a little motion offense by the Spy Ponders. Find a gap in the middle and throws the ball up and in.
Nice little finish, a little running one-hander. That's a tough shot to make.
Wish I knew the name. We got a little trap in the backcourt. Effective. Parker Carlisle picks up the ball, and we could have an 8-second call here any second now.
Well,
Parker Carlisle manages to get it over the half court.
Deflection again.
And they work it all the way underneath. Concord Carlisle at the hoop, getting some shots, doing their damage inside in this game.
They sure are. Good defense by the Spy Ponders. Very high pressure, got a deflection. Any possession you deflect the basketball, there's a very good chance that it's going to be successful for you.
Oh, nice play that time by the Spy Ponders, running a motion offense, and the offensive player at the free throw line saw a gap in the middle, dove for it, got the ball, and the hoop in the arm.
Dove for it, attacked the basket again, and viewers will hear this from me all season long. When you're going to the basket, you need to square your shoulders. She squared her shoulders. That allowed her to absorb the contact and finish the basket.
And Concord Carlisle can't get it. Goes by Potter for the rebound. Coming at Concord with pace. Now we're going the other way.
Up and down we go. A tremendous pass there by the Frosh that got deflected. But I like the freshman. Is Damari?
We're having trouble with the name.
I'm
here.
sorry. Wow.
You should see my notes. It says, black knee band, black ankle brace. Turns out they all have black ankle braces. Team uniform.
Sure is in 2017.
Concord Carlisle not shy with the basketball. They see their shots and they put the ball up.
They let it rip. They let it rip. They let it rip. Someone once asked me, I hear coaches sometimes tell a player, you got to shoot the ball, and they say it over and over again. And they only had to tell me one time to shoot the ball, and it was going up every time after that.
And Danielle Vassiliadis with a rebound. She is a wrecking crew. Let me tell you, she's got a lot of the Concord Carlisle points. As Concord Carlisle, nice steal that time by the Spy Ponders, and player takes it up, gets contact, drains the hoop, and gets the harm.
So Arlington is doing a phenomenal job of helping me out in the open broadcast, playing right into my narrative. A deflection, a steal, and to the basket for a layup through contact. This is exactly what they are looking for. High pace baskets where they don't have to set up in the half court.
And by my count, that's the 5th three-point attempt. Old-fashioned three that the Spy Ponders had as Concord takes another shot. Rebound Spy Ponders pushing the pace yet again. Connolly will take it herself and kick out to the wide-open three-pointer. Can't get it to go.
Well, good to see Connolly there. Twice she tried to pass the ball up the court, and it was deflected. So she said, you know what, I'm going to learn from that. And then I'm going to dribble, drive, and then kick the ball to the person in the corner. And it worked that time. Good to see her learning. I like the communication from the Spy Ponders on defense. Another deflection.
Spy Ponders getting stingy in the middle. Concord sets up its defense, and Spy Ponders will set up their offense.
Spy Ponders move the ball well. Players are oftentimes not putting the ball on the deck. It's moving. Look at this, 3 passes without a dribble. We'll see if we got a 4th. 1 dribble and a pass. This is excellent stuff.
Pass underneath is taken by Concord Carlisle, coming the other way. Concord Carlisle will get a shot from the pinch, and it won't go. Ball out of bounds. Spy Ponders and Coach Amanda Mortalette will sub a lot of players this time. She's taking a look at her team, and we do have a timeout with a score of 15-15, 4:23 left in the second quarter. So looks like Amanda Mortalette's letting all the girls play, trying to see what she has, perhaps develop a little bit of chemistry. She has to be liking what she's seeing.
I think she must be ecstatic. This is a level of play that I wasn't quite expecting from the Spy Ponders. I believe they're getting tremendous energy from the freshmen. I think they are playing with confidence. They are playing with poise. When you see 2 back-to-back baskets made with contact, that shows you that's confidence right there.
They're getting a lot of good shots, aren't they? They're patient. They're working the ball, and when they finally take a shot, it's at the hoop or it's a wide open jumper.
Well, I'm a lazy person, so I don't have a shot chart like I have if I was professional. But if I did, the shot chart would have X's all right around the basket. That's where most of their shots are taken. And on the Concord Carlisle side, most of their shots are taken from far from the basket, and they are scoring off of rebounds, but oftentimes because they're missing the basket altogether. They're throwing up air balls. People are catching them and putting them in the basket. If you're Coach Morillette and you think that a team is going to have success with you throwing up air balls and putting them in the basket, well, good luck, because in the long run, that's not going to work out for you.
Five-pointers break the press easily that time. And it looks like Concord setting up in that 1-2-2 again.
Yeah, back to the 1-2-2, which was quite successful for Concord Carlisle. I'll tell you, Arlington's man offense was spectacular.
Right idea that time by the Five-pointers, driving to the middle and dishing to the open person on the outside, but that time the ball can't find the hand, and we're going the other way.
No, it couldn't, and that's one of the things that you're going to do in the preseason. You want to clean that up. Those are the areas that really kind of make you cringe as a coach. A pass made without pressure to somebody who's open, right? Certainly it wasn't made on purpose, and the player wasn't trying to make a mistake. But those are the things you really want to eliminate. That type of a play.
Looks like Concord's figured out this five-pounder press here a little bit.
So
and the Five-pounders have figured out the Concord press.
And just to elaborate on that a little bit about mistakes. So, but if somebody makes a mistake here, what they need to do is not dwell on it. They need to stay in the moment and move on to the next play.
And that is a 28-second violation in high school girls basketball. A 30-second violation. Potters couldn't get the shot off. They got a shot off, but it did not catch iron. And this gives the Potters a chance to set up their press. Concord's been breaking the press with long passes. Risky passes, I have to say, but so far it's worked. Get the ball in the middle of the court. Look underneath to number 2. That is Jillian Shelton with a score, and Concord Carlisle takes a 17-15 lead, 3 minutes to go in the court.
That was perfectly executed by Concord Carlisle there. They swung the ball, got it to the middle. She looked opposite. Layup. Period. End of story. Excellent job. Good pass.
Nice pass that time. Good bucket. That, I believe, was that Annie Harris? At the rim, another layup.
I hope you weren't asking me.
Yeah.
I have trouble with names when I have a roster in front of me.
Exactly. So the Spy Potters open the season for real next Friday night.
Another deflection there. Rob, how many deflections do you think they've had in these 2 quarters? I'd say we're in double digits. Good pass.
Oh, and we have a jump ball. Good job tying up that time by the Spy Potters. 21 for Concord Carlisle. Had the rebound. That's Annie Brennan. And
that was
Spy Potters put the jaws of life on that basketball and would not let go.
That was a varsity pass right there. So the player in the post was open, sharp, little over-the-hand pass, dynamite stuff. Concord Carlisle getting a lot more confident with this press now. There's another deflection and a steal. Another great pass up ahead.
Another great pass up ahead. Another layup for the Spy Potters. Once again, at the rim, and the Spy Potters take the lead, 19-17.
I wish we had a roster, because this girl has made 3 tremendous passes in a row in consecutive possession. Impressive.
Speaking of impressive, that is number 0, Anna Brooks. Little turnaround bank shot from about 10 feet. Concord Carlisle ties the ball game at 19.
That is a varsity post play right there. And a block on the other end, so 0. Help me out there, 0.
0 is Anna Brooks.
Anna Brooks.
She's a freshman.
Wow, so a couple of freshmen showing up today. I mean, my gosh, I thought this was their senior captain.
And we have a three-point play. Splash into the hoop. I believe that is Carrie-Ann Farina with the three.
Carrie-Ann Farina dropping dimes, swishing and dishing from three way downtown. Bang!
Whoever it is has seven of the 22 points in this fight. Carlisle will, with the left hand, that is Corey Barrett. She looks like a left-hander. Another layup for Corey, 22-21, as the clock winds down, 29 seconds to go in the half. It looks like she got some confidence, and Connors will steal the ball kind of up the court. Will they hold for the last shot here? 14 seconds to play. Looks like they will pull it out and work for the last shot. Nifty ball handling. They get the open shot, can't get it to go, and that'll be the half, ladies and gentlemen. With the score, Arlington Spy Ponders 22 and Concord Carlisle 21. So nice aggressive first half by the Spy Ponders, and they finished up that second quarter with a lot of open shots at the hoop, culminating with a big three-point play by, we think, Carrie-Ann Farina, who's got 7.
Farina was an inspiration that quarter. Rob, I don't think we're going to be doing halves here. My guess is they will do the standard for a scrimmage is usually 6 quarters, and sometimes they'll drop it at 5 depending upon how it's went, or sometimes they'll even go 7. I doubt they'll do that. But what I'm seeing here is, so Farina really impressed in the second quarter, and the freshman was impressive in the first quarter. So you've got a dynamic here where something's got to give here, right? Who's going to be your primary ball handler? Is it going to be your freshman, or is it going to be Farina? Both players look impressive. Both players look poised. Both players look capable. So you got a little story unfolding there. Healthy competition among teammates, and that's what you want. You want Farina come in, and you want the freshman come in and say, I can get this done, and then Farina saying, well, so can I, and have the coach work it out for the best of the team. So maybe they both play together. Maybe one spells another at a time. So you got 2 quality ball players here, which is exactly what you want. You want decisions to make. You want several players with similar skill sets, several players that can do things on the court, and that's a positive for the Spy Ponders. In the overall picture, talking about the score, what I find a little bit ironic was I thought the Spy Ponders played more inspired basketball than Concord Carlisle in the first, lost by 6. I thought Concord Carlisle played much better in the second than the Spy Ponders, and won by 1.
A little bit of matchup of size versus speed here. Concord has some height, don't they?
Good pass.
Connor's not deterred that time. Nice dish that time. Connors find the layup.
Farina. We hope we got the name right, because she is just playing spectacular basketball here.
That was Claire Ewan with the layup. That's her second ball. And Concord Carlisle comes right back, and the freshman Hannah Brooks answers.
This Brooks is impressive. Look at her block there. Wow.
Got a little bit of an up and down game going on here.
Oh.
Concord can't get it to go. We got players flying all over the court. And Randy Kearns has a call. Let's see what it is. We have a foul that time on the Spy Ponders.
Stripes have not blown too many whistles today.
They're letting the girls play.
They sure are. And I'll tell you, what hustle over there. Somebody, I couldn't really see who it was. Somebody hit the deck hard. And people willing to hit the floor for the basketball are winning basketball players, and ones that coaches love to play.
That's Annie Brennan at the free throw line. Can't get it to go. Concord Carlisle down by 1. She can tie the score here if she makes it. And she does not. Ponders recover, and here we come.
Farina in complete command here. Nice crossover dribble.
Nice left hand there, but can't get it to go. Here comes Concord. They are hoovering up the boards.
They sure are.
Brennan not shy.
So
Can't get it to go.
So both teams able to dribble, drive, but can't finish at the basket. And there, Farina, another one of those early season unforced errors right there. These are the kinks you want to try to get out now before, as I said in the opening, this is dress rehearsal for the opening act. And the opening act is going to be
next Friday.
Spy Ponders now into sticking with the pressure man-to-man. And right there, Rob, you saw one of the dangers of high pressure man-to-man in the half court, and that's the backdoor cut. And a nice backdoor cut there, good pass, and finish at the basket.
Here comes Conley, puts it up, can't get it to go, and yet another rebound. That time by Anna Brooks. Concord Carlisle runs the floor, gets it to go, takes a 27-24 lead with 5:51, and the scoring is coming fast and furious now.
It sure is. Up and down we go. Concord Carlisle really is starting to gain a little bit of confidence in this basketball game. They're handling pressure a little bit better, finishing at the basket.
By Ponders getting some second chances at the hoop. That time Farina with a left-hand scoop shot gets it to go. Showing some mad skills for Farina. Beautiful shot that time.
So what you saw there was a very advanced move for a basketball player. You saw a double hezzy is what it's called. And what that means is the player dribbled once, brought the ball back up as if they were going to pick up the dribble, but they don't. It's not a violation. Dribbled again. Hezzied back, brought the ball up, like they were going to pick the dribble up, and then blew past 2 giant steps to the basket and finishing with their left hand on the left side. High execution by Farina, and Farina has showed well here. She showed well. She's high energy. She sees the floor. She can dribble drive. She can move the basketball. She can defend. An impressive ball player for the Spy Ponders.
How long does it take to get chemistry for a basketball team in the season? We have a scrimmage here. We've had about, 2 weeks of practice? They'll open next Friday at home. The home opener's against Stone.
You know, Rob, that's a really good question. You know, I think every year, every team is their separate entity. You know, I cringe when I hear any high school or even college, they go, well, last year in college, in high school especially, each year is its own entity. And because every year, there's seniors that move on, and the seniors are usually the leaders. So when the leaders move on, the whole dynamic has to change, and it takes a while for chemistry to build. It's a slow process, and it's one that takes time. So veteran teams, it often happens quickly. The younger you are, the longer it's going to take, because leadership isn't just given, or someone doesn't just stand up and say, I'm going to be a leader. It's a process. And so, young teams could take time. The older teams usually happens a little quicker.
By punters, that is Claire Ewan, kicks the ball out to, and gets it to go. That's a three-point shot. And that is Ava Connolly, the freshman with a three.
A super freshman from way downtown. Bang. This is a keeper.
Second three of the ball game for the Spy Pounders.
And I'll tell you what I like even more than the three-pointer from Connolly. She hustles down the other end, gets her nose on the ball, and is rewarded on the other end with a hoop on the left-hand side. And what can you say about Ava Connolly, the super freshman?
Big series for Connolly. Potters take the lead 31-27. And Concord Carlisle responds. This is a fun basketball game. That's Corey Barrick again at the rim.
Excellent execution by Concord Carlisle. The basket doesn't deter them. Up the court they go. Nice cross-court pass and a finish at the basket.
I tell you, Scott, this is a scrimmage. This is a competitive basketball game. It looks like these two teams are kind of going at it. And I'm not going to say this is mid-season form, but this does not look like scrimmage form to me.
Well, I'll tell you something. I could not agree more with you. This is high intensity, and what it suggests to me. Now, I don't know this for fact. This suggests to me like there are a lot of spots open in both the rotation and the starting line for movement. Right? There's opportunity. I'm smelling opportunity out here. This is kids saying, there's an opportunity for me here, and I'm going to go get it. And when you see kids trying to seize opportunity, you get high effort, high intensity, and I love it.
Speaking of opportunity, Coach Amanda Mortalet must see, as we see the three-pointer not going down, struggle for the basketball, and we will have a jump ball called. Possession arrow will be going the Spy Pounders' way. So speaking of opportunity, Coach Amanda Mortalet has to be looking at that, saying, I have an opportunity for it to play a very deep roster.
Absolutely play a deep roster. I haven't seen any drop-off when any players come in off the bench. Beautifully executed out-of-bounds play there.
And Claire, and excuse me, that's Ava Connolly fights for the ball. She's been involved in a lot of plays here for the Spy Pounders.
I'm almost at a loss for words at Connolly.
Very confident for a freshman.
Rob, when we don't have rosters here, the first two times up the court, I identified her in my mind as the senior captain. That was my thought. That's your senior captain. That was my first impression. I mean, I didn't know it to be true, but it was a guess in my mind. And so when the eye test tells you that you're looking at a senior captain, you find out you got a freshman there. This is special. This is special.
Concord fights for the basketball and gets possession.
So one thing that you'll learn there, the player that attempted the shot that was blocked, she kind of hung around to kind of defend. Can't do that. You gotta. If a shot's blocked, the team gets a rebound. You gotta retreat back on defense.
Nice shot that time by Danielle Vassilatis, doing a lot of the heavy lifting for Concord Carlisle. That time putting the ball in with her right hand. She can do it all.
Vassilatis is a nice little player.
And we've got a foul that time on Concord Carlisle. So Coach Kim McGee has a nice player in Vassilatis. Vassilatis, a senior, and doing a lot of the scoring for Concord Carlisle. And Spy Pounders have 4 freshmen on the team this year, Scott, and Ava Connolly's been playing a lot tonight with Claire Ewan, trying to develop some chemistry there. Connolly will get another shot from 3. Can't get it to go. She likes that spot. Feels confident from there.
It's a confident, smooth stroke, and that's going to go down.
2-on-1 break. and draws the foul. So
So
that is yet another player with black ankle braces who led the two-on-one break and is rewarded with a couple of free throw attempts.
well, the black ankle braces served her well right there. Determination of dribble driving, a little bit of a fumble with the basketball, but then up strong towards the basket. Always towards the basket and strong. Therefore, you either make the basket or you get contact, or hopefully you do both.
Vassiliadis with a rebound, 31-31, minute 33 left to go in the quarter.
So you got Connolly here picking up at half court and making Concord Carlisle set their offense up 40 feet from the basket. Tremendous.
Concord Carlisle gets a matchup that they like that time, Vassiliadis against Ava Conley. One thing Ava Conley doesn't look like is a deep defender in the deep post against a 6-foot Vassiliadis.
Oh, Vassiliadis is just an impressive basketball player. She's shows tremendous acumen around the basket, a nose for the ball.
And she will take a seat, and freshman Anna Brooks will come back in, and the Coach McGee has a very tall player on the court at all times.
Well, Anna Brooks looks like a player that could be really special for Concord Carlisle. When you see a freshman at that size, I mean, there's a good chance she could grow 1, 2, 3, heck, even 4 or 5 inches. So and she does not seem to be clumsy or unathletic. She moves well. She moves well in her body. I mean, that you talk about special players. That's like super special. If you can get a big player who can show skill, and as a freshman, she's already doing it.
Senior Francesca Persato checks into the ballgame. I think picks up the foul on that play. It is 33-32 Concord Carlisle with a minute 12 left to go in the quarter. Side ball out of bounds for CCHS.
Arlington continues to deny one pass away. Concord has gotten much better at dealing with it as the game's gone on.
That has to be a travel, right? And it is a travel.
It is a travel, and there is, again, another benefit of that pressure defense. That even when someone does make the right play, which there was the right play, was a nice little back cut, that things are moving so fast, you get the ball, you tend to travel with it or do things you normally wouldn't do.
Offensive rebound that time by the Spy Pawners, puts it up and takes the lead 34-33. So Spy Pawners hanging around under the basket and finding themselves in the right way, get the steal here, have an opportunity to close out this quarter strong and try to finish strong and get the foul that time.
So another deflection, another steal. This time leads to a foul and 2 free throws. The Spy Ponders are not slowing down. They're actually speeding up, and they're not giving in. If they give up a basket, they're not hanging their heads. They're staying in the moment, moving on to the next play. I'm very impressed with the Spy Ponders tonight.
I think they'll be working on their free throw shooting a little bit of practice coming up. And the Patriots have the ball. An opportunity to take the lead here as the quarter winds down. 24 seconds left to go. 16 on the shot clock. They will put up the shot. And here come the Spy Ponders.
Good boxing out by the Spy Ponders that time.
And that time Claire Ewan goes up and draws a lot of contact, and that will be called a jump ball.
Yeah, actually, Rob, I like that call. She put the ball over her head. It got pinned, and there was some contact after that. But that's jump ball from my perspective.
And that is Ewan. Can't get it to go.
A little bit surprised Ewan shot the ball with 10 seconds left in the shot in the quarter. But maybe Coach Morlett. Whoa!
Oh!
But maybe Coach Morlett is just looking for execution here, and maybe specific end of the game situations we're gonna work on maybe later in this scrimmage or in practice. That's the beauty of a scrimmage here, right? Because we're not overly concerned with the scoreboard, we can work on specific things. We can make substitutions. We can kind of fiddle with things. We can kind of see what works. Hey, you know what? I wonder if this works. I wonder if these two players work well together. Ooh, well, how about we try these two? This is where, kind of trial by error. You can dress rehearsal, right? If you want to make this mistake, this is where you want to make your mistakes. You want to learn from your mistakes here, so that when it's time to tighten it up moving forward, you're ready to go. You have some game experience with an official, and
How many inbound plays will a team have installed at this point in the season? Coach?
I was a little bit unique. My motto on coaching, and those that watch the football broadcast know that I'm a kiss it person. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. And I personally would only have one play, one out of bounds play. Coming into the first game, I would have one out of bounds play, one half court play. I would have basically one play. Make sure for every my goal coming into game one was that I had one play for every single situation that could possibly happen on a basketball court, that every player on my team knew how to execute. That was my goal for game one. That no matter what situation we were in, right?
Yeah.
That no matter what situation we were in, that we had to play for it. And so
Looks like the Spy Potters have that play tonight.
yes, no, most definitely.
Aggressive defense that time by the Spy Potters. Once again, impressed with their defensive intensity.
Very, very impressed. But I want to kind of elaborate a little bit more, on how a team, how a team builds. It builds and grows. So you set a foundation of, well, we're going to do this with these plays, right? And then off of that, we're going to do these plays. And off of that, and it's like a tree that grows. And the more the tree grows, the more expansive your playbook becomes, the more things you can do. But you want that foundation to be strong. And so, therefore, hopefully you do a few things well early.
Another jump shot swished by the Spy Potters. Spy Potters getting a couple to go from distance there.
They have. They've got nice smooth strokes. They haven't shot tremendously. In particular, Ava Connolly, I believe she's went 1 for 4 from 3. But unless I'm completely misreading it, this is a three-point shooter. And once that three-pointer starts to go down, look out Ava Connolly. And I gotta be honest with you, look out Spy Ponders.
And that time, Farina, wow, with her left hand, gets it to go. And nifty ball handling that time by Farina. Kisses it in. 36-35, Spy Ponders.
So Farina is saying, Ava Connolly, I see what you're doing out there. I'm going to show that I can do a few things myself. And what's unfolding here for the Spy Ponders, quite simply, Rob, is that they have two tremendous point guards in Connolly and Farina, and that's the baseline where this team's going to begin.
And a tremendous fast break that time by the Spy Potters. And a little bit more of the inside game for the Patriots, but the Patriots can't get it to go, and here come the Spy Potters pushing the ball up the court quickly with a long pass.
Well, Farina does a tremendous job of advancing the basketball as quickly as possible, and that's going to lead to easy baskets and early offense, which is just what Coach Morlett wants.
Spy Potters are not necessarily a right-handed team. They've been showing a lot of ability to work on the left-hand side of the court, use their left hand that time. As we see another bucket at the rim by the Spy Potters. They take the lead 40-35. Nifty passing that time by Arlington.
Finished off with a bounce pass and a finish at the rim. That's impressive. And there's an unforced error. Now your pressure is starting to take its toll. And yeah, I definitely looked. I thought that Concord looked a little tired there, and right on cue, Kim McGee calls a timeout. You know, Rob, we talked this afternoon, and we weren't really, quite frankly, we didn't know what to expect tonight. We didn't broadcast many games last year for the Spy Ponders, and I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun season.
It's going to be a fun season. This is an exciting club playing an exciting brand of basketball, based on effort, high scoring. 40-35. 7:30 left to go in the game. With the amount of missed shots we had, is impressive.
Talk about the season. 23 games will be played this year by the Spy Ponders. Nice schedule. Home opener again is December the 15th, next Friday, and they will end the season February 18th. So tomorrow will be the first snowfall of the season. We are forecast for a little snow, and it's time to hunker down for the winter and enjoy the winter sports here at the Kozlowski Gym.
Well, the fall of the first flake always means that basketball season is usually in session. We're ready to go. This is going to be an exciting winter season for all the Spy Ponder sports. The boys basketball are strong. The hockey teams are strong. The fall was just littered with accomplishments all over the place. National champions in track, cross country. Things are going. These are the good old days for the Spy Ponders.
And that was the good old days for the Patriots with a block and coming the other way. That is Vasiliadis with the ball. Ponders ahead 40-35. Getting a little separation here.
I really like how the Spy Ponders defensively, how they're in stances. Look at this, nice low stance, arms up. Now she gets beat here, but we got a little bit of rotation by the defense, but a nice shot by Carlisle.
40-37, Spy Ponders. Little in and out offense.
Look how fast this ball moves. There's no dribbles. And viewer can. I'm kind of chuckling myself. It's a nice pass by Spy Ponders, right? They say that they pass out of bounds, but the ball movement has been exquisite. They're making 3, 4, sometimes 5 passes without a dribble, and the dribbles are made with purpose. They're dribble driving to the basket.
Yeah, I was just going to say we've got passing with a purpose too. They're not just tossing the ball around the horn. They're looking for the open person down low. As we see a nice little 20-footer that time. I believe that could be Annie Harris. Regardless, from the baseline, just inside the three-point line, Annie Harris drops it down.
Right on cue, Rob. You nail it about passing with a purpose, and then as if we're in a classroom, they demonstrate it right before our eyes as 2 passes with a purpose lead to an easy basket from 15 feet. And here's an unforced error caused by the pressure. Those two, that last 10 seconds of game action right there is the foundation of what they're trying to do. Period. End of story. Or at least tonight, for sure.
Nice play that time by Ava Conley. Getting the ball at half court, going straight to the hoop. Do not pass go, Ava Conley. Ponders open up a 7-point lead. Pressure.
Connolly to the basket. Squares her shoulders and finishes. I tell you, I hope we're not wrong. She is a senior captain, because she does not look like a freshman. She doesn't move her body like a freshman.
Well, I hate to admit it. We could be wrong.
We could be.
I got these class years from one of the assistant coaches before the game. I hope I put the FR in the right place, next to the right name. We will know by next week that is for certain.
Freshman, senior,
Right.
anything, fourth grader, she's tremendous. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. She can dribble the basketball, shoot it, pass it. She deflects it, defends it. It's the whole package. And
Spy-Punter defense that time gets a little soft underneath, and a pass over the top to Anna Brooks as we move into the timeout with a score of Spy-Punter's 44, Patriots 39. Aggressive defense that time by the Spy-Punters backfired a little bit.
It does, and so that's the challenge of a high-pressure team. And if it's something you're going to do all season long, the challenge becomes greater as the season goes along. Because early on, teams will struggle with what you're trying to do, but after a while, they're going to see it, learn from it, and adjust. And then you have to then adjust from their adjustments. That's the essence of basketball is all about. And so right there, you see just what you said, a little bit of lackadaisical. The challenge with a high-pressure team is that the effort has to be at a very high level. Every game, every minute of every practice, it's effort. I mean, you can't – if you come out and the effort drops just a little bit, you're in trouble because now you're getting up layups. As opposed to you say, well, that's every team. Well – is it really? If you're a half-court team, slow it down, and you take a possession off. Well, you took a minute and a half off the clock. They scored 2 points. You let your guard down here, you give up 10 points in 4 minutes, and that's a challenge. The upside is you can score 10 points in 4 minutes if your effort's high and execution is excellent.
Another three-pointer this time by Farina, and she will get it to go.
So
that's Carrie-Ann Farina, and that is a 47-39 ball game. And the Potters intercept the ball and get another shot at it. Potters pulling away a little bit. Nice, another third three-pointer of the ball game by the Spy Potters.
Okay, so here we go. Here we go, Professor. Finally, I've seen it. It's Farina and Connolly on the court at the same time. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for. I believe that in the preseason setting, Coach Morlett was thinking, let's see how Farina runs the offense. Let's see how Connolly runs the offense. My evaluation early on was these are your two best players, and now we're seeing them on the court at the same time, and I'm excited to see what happens. And early on success.
Patriots get an open look and a rebound, but they will not get it to go. Spy Potters have a chance to open up a 10-point lead, first double-digit lead of the ball game, and that was Claire Ewan, a freshman. Ewan with an open shot. It's like the freshmen have an opportunity to do some damage to the Potters.
Freshmen showing that they are wise beyond their years tonight. Claire Ewan has played well. Ava Connolly has been nothing short of spectacular. And the Spy Potters deservingly, even though the score doesn't matter too much in a scrimmage, are up 8 with 3:35 to go. And we'll see if we go 4 quarters or 5.
The cumulative impact of the pressure seems to be getting to the Patriots a little bit. Wearing them down. The Potters are starting to get some separation.
They are, and it's a great word, cumulative effort, because that's what you're looking for in a high-pressure ball club, is that in the long run we're going to get to you. And
Ewan
we're seeing it here.
With a steal that time and gets the open shot. 10-foot, banks it home.
So
Claire Ewan. The Potters get that 10-point lead, and the pressure turns the Patriots over yet again. And the the Potters in football, time of possession is measured. Time of possession in this ball game is heavily favored the Spy Potters.
It's heavily favored the Spy Ponders, and right now, Concord Carlisle is running out of gas a little bit, and they are struggling to simply get the ball over half court. This is very positive for Arlington High School.
Three-pointer can't get it good. You like that cross-court pass, Scott, that we just saw from the baseline across to the kind of the deep corner?
Well, I got to tell you, Rob, you know, a lot of things have changed since me and you were running around the hardwood. Ball screens, when I played, you bring a screen to the ball, the coach is going to take you out of the game. Now it's a staple of the ball game. Cross-court passes, you get the hook. That's a bad pass. But today, it's a staple. And it's a staple because the defense is rotating towards the ball constantly, which means the open player is opposite side of the basketball, so you see much more cross-court passing.
One thing I'll tell you is that the Spy Potters are good at pushing the ball up court after change of possession. They're good at that long pass up the right-hand side, up the left-hand side, and when they get it, they are going straight to the hoop.
And particularly Farina. Farina has a note. Players that are able to pass the ball up, and for those that watch the Celtics, Marcus Smart is one of the best in the NBA, in the entire NBA, at advancing the ball up the court. And I coached I coached at Arlington for 16 years, and I came to the conclusion after a while that while it was somewhat of a skill, it was something you either had it or you didn't. And definitely Farina has it. She just has that knack for looking up and knowing who's open and who isn't.
Talked about effort earlier, Scott. The Spy Potters are showing a lot of effort on the defensive end, and it's paying off. I don't think Concord Carlisle put the ball in the hoop in 4 or 5 minutes.
They're simply exhausted, Rob, is what it is. They're exhausted, and when you're exhausted, you take a shot from outside 5 feet from the basket, it's going to be very tough to put it in. And right now, as I said, they're struggling to get this ball over half court.
You said something good about the Spy Potters' conditioning as well. It speaks to a good offseason. It speaks to a good camp. Right? They've installed this press. They're working hard. They don't look gassed, and we might be seeing that from the other team.
Not only do they not look gassed, they look energized, which is absolutely shocking considering they've played a full court press for the entire game. Another deflection.
And we have a jump ball called. It's 3 Spy Potters. You and I call football, Scott, as some viewers will know. At that time, we had Spy Potters swarming the basketball like it was a fumble on the football field.
Hitting the deck.
Hitting the deck. Possession arrow will go to the Patriots.
The pressure defense continues. Another deflection. This is just impressive. It's just impressive. This is just impressive. Carlisle isn't the Division 5 team. This is a traditionally strong basketball town, and they just wilted eventually under the pressure of the Spy Potters. And
I like the kind of, shall we say, guts of Ava Connolly shooting those 3-pointers. Like you say, Scott, eventually those are going to go. Connor's getting about 5 cracks at the hoop that time. Unable to score. Here come the Patriots. And here come the Ponders. Back and forth, up and down.
So a deflection there, that time in the form of a block. The ball's on the floor. Connolly picks it up, does what you're supposed to do when you pick up a ball and start a fast break. That's push the ball ahead. She gets fouled. Would have been 2 points had they not called the foul. Executed to perfection. Amanda Morlett can be nothing but absolutely thrilled what she's seen tonight.
Well, in a certain way, the matchup is size versus speed, and right now speed is having its way.
Having its way in a big way. If you look, I don't even know that Concord Carlisle has won the battle of the boards. Maybe the offensive boards, but that would be only because they shot and missed the basket so many times.
Yeah, that's a good call, Scott. So we've got somebody tees up a three, can't get it to go. Concord almost retains possession again. 3-on-1 fast break. And once again, the Concord deny the Patriots hit the rim and force the jump ball.
And the effort is going to continue to find a whistle. I got a question for you, Robin. What do you think? So, the Spy Potters shot horrendously from three tonight, but my impression, I think they've got good three-point shooters. They look, it's good form. It's confident stroke. I don't think they're going to struggle from three-point land this year. Do you?
I tell you, they're not missing by much. There's plenty of mustard on the ball. Patriots again tried for the layup on the. Yeah.
You said didn't miss by much, but so when I judge a shooter, what I look for, and I always tell young shooters this, good shooters never miss left or right. They miss up and back, right? So 'cause you want to be, if your elbow's in and your follow through's there, you're going to have it straight to the basket. The question is whether you shoot it in, long, or short, and that's why I'm coming to this conclusion. Nobody's missing left or not nobody. They're good shooters who I believe are good shooters, but are missing tonight. They're missing forward or back, not left or right. I'm saying to myself, those are going to go in. Those are good shots. And what would the score be if they hit the threes? They would have won by 25 points.
And the score right now is Arlington Spy Potters 53, Concord Carlisle Patriots 39 with the buzzer.
So we'll see if that'll be the end of the game or if they will go one more. No, it looks like that'll be it. So this is going to be a traditional a scrimmage. We were just talking to the boys coaches who graced us with their presence up here. Good to see Jack Woods and varsity coach John Bowler. I know they just played a scrimmage with Everett yesterday. They did 8 quarters. I think they did 8 5-minute quarters. But so we're going to go 4, and that's going to be that. And I couldn't be more impressed.
Yeah. With the final score, Arlington Spy Potters 53, Concord Carlisle Patriots 39 here on a opening scrimmage for the Arlington Spy Potters. And we ended up talking a lot tonight about freshman Ava Connolly and junior, we think, Carrie Ann Farina. But really it took a solid effort by the entire team with defensive hustle and deflections and rebounds to kind of wear down the Patriots and pull away in the fourth quarter for the double-digit win.
The headline tomorrow would read, Connolly and Ferreira spark tremendous team effort for the Spy Potters. That would really be kind of how I would sum this up. And you hit on the point about the attrition piece and how it maybe took a little time for the pressure defense and the deflections to take its effect. But quite frankly, Rob, we got about the midpoint of the fourth quarter. Concord Carlisle was struggling to do basic basketball moves. Advance it past half court. Get a clean shot at the basket. Don't turn the ball over. They were struggling to do that. When you get a team to the point where they're struggling to get the ball over half court, you have succeeded in what you're trying to do with pressure defense.
Now, if you're Concord Carlisle, that's why you scrimmage. It's good for your team to see a high-pressure defense like that, don't you think?
Well, I'll tell you what I think. I think Kim McGee is an excellent coach. I thought she rotated her players in 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 a competent manner. They executed well. So I'll tell you what I think is the next time Concord Carlisle faces a team that has full court pressure, they're going to execute well. Why? Because they got a lesson tonight in what happens if you don't execute with precision and with high intensity. And this is what this is all about. Learn, move forward.
And this is a scrimmage. And if you are Coach Amanda Mortalet, what do you work on tomorrow in practice?
Well, what I work on tonight is trying to not get overexcited about what I just saw, because this is one game against one team in one setting, so we don't know nobody knows what the big picture is going into a season. That's one of the magics of high school basketball. You know, everybody says, well, this team's going to be good, and this team's going to be good, and then the season comes around, and who knows who's good. Sometimes it works that way, but a lot of times it doesn't. So one thing I would have to do, if I'm coaching that team, I am floating out of this gym. I'm going home and I'm tossing and turning with excitement. I can't wait for the season to begin.
You're going to be as happy as the dog is,
right? Because I think I got a state champion in my hand. But that was one of my a problem I had with coaching. Would get too excited and live too much in the moment and not look at the big picture. But after years, I did learn, don't get too excited with one performance. Let's focus on getting better tomorrow. And I'm sure that's what Coach Moret's going to do.
Great. Okay, and we will leave it at that. Here from the Kozlowski Gym, my name is Rob Anthony. I'm alongside the coach, Scott Zwick. And the final score of the scrimmage is your Arlington Spy Ponders 53, the Concord Carlisle Patriots 39. Good night, everybody.